from Dale. Great effort from the Bulldogs. They win the contest. They win the day. They win the night. What a win for the Western Bulldogs. One more for the road. No, it doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed a classic.
That is extraordinary. That is an unbelievable game of footy. No one loses any fans. Maybe the Western Bulldogs just won a whole heap more because they were gone for all money against the reigning Premier, 26 points down. I think they kicked 8 of the last 11. Great coaching from Luke Beveridge, the way he threw his side around here. And then you've got to look at your playing group and you go, Ed Richards, come to the party. Aaron Norton, we haven't seen you all night, come to the party.
Patrick, newcomer.
Oh,
it was a great last quarter. 9 touches, 9 kicks, sorry, to 100%.
Bailey Williams, they had their heroics in the third quarter and then kept coming. This is a fantastic result. It's a fantastic game of footy. The Brisbane Lions lose no fans whatsoever. Let's go down to Alistair Lynch.
Thanks, Gaz, here with Marcus Bontempelli. It's opening round, but that was a great win.
It was, you know, it had a bit of everything, ebbs and flows in the game. We couldn't score early, had a few opportunities they could. Gapped us at three-quarter time, and I think that last 5, sort of 8 minutes of that third quarter just showed a bit of grit to sort of hang in there and stay in the game, and we've been talking about that for a long time as a footy club. Years ago, we'd probably get blown away a bit there, so I think it's just a good small sign of a bit of resilience early in the season and obviously against a really good team.
Well, what was that feel at half-time, and what was the presentation from the coach when you did miss those opportunities? You felt like you should have been in front.
I think so, and, you know, to be fair, we played in some similar conditions in Melbourne last week, so we sort of felt well prepared, but I did think they just handled it a bit better, and then typically when this team really gets going, they just start beating you in the contest, and you can't afford to give them too much of that or else they'll just score on you. So proud of our boys to be able to fight back late in the third and then again in the fourth and just find a way. That's how you got to beat these teams, just find a way and hang in there.
Find a way. You did it in the midfield. They challenged you through that second half indeed. There's been a lot of talk about your defence. Your back 6, back 7 really held up tonight.
They did. I mean, what do we give up? Still 100-odd points. So probably not a massive tick in that regard, but I did think we defended a lot better. You know, I think they've really gone to school on the aspects of the game that we probably let ourselves down in last year. So, as I said, the scoreboard probably isn't ideal, but it's nice to be in front at the end of it.
And the big man, Rory Lobb, playing game 200, he was very good back there.
He was. And, you know, he got challenged a bit last year from the opposition because he started the year so well and they started to put a lot more time into him. So he's probably had to go through his own game a little bit to find out how he can still find an edge and get his read and just probably kill the ball at times. So 200 games, you know, it's a testament to him, his ability, his durability. You know, he hasn't missed a lot. So, and obviously the hair does a bit all the time. So we keep winning and he keeps playing well. We're happy to let it go.
You think you're going to roll out something like that?
Not me, mate. Just standard at the minute, just with a bit longer on top, and that's all I need.
We might get him in, get Rory in to have a brief chat. What was the proudest moment of that game? What the proudest aspect of that game?
That last 5 minutes, like challenging them to try and find a different way to beat us. Guys just hanging in there, making plays. I think that's how you got to win those games, is just find a way. And I think in the end, we just held up, you know, and in other times maybe we wouldn't have. So there'll be some great things to look at that we could have done better, but really proud you can just find a way in the end.
Well, congratulations on your performance and a great win.
Thanks, Richard. Cheers, mate.
Rory, congratulations, 200 games, mate, and an outstanding effort down there with your back 6 and 7. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a hard game. We felt like we gave them a couple of goals early, and we were getting the contest right, but unfortunately turning over on offence.
And your midfield, they seem to, at different stages, really dominate the centre clearance.
Yeah, you can see that new ruck rule, how important centre bounce is now, and you know we got some prime movers in there, got us going, especially in that last quarter. It was good to see the ball going the other way, and just emptying out was great.
How exciting is this group? I mean, missed finals last year, and there's a lot of talk about the talent in the group. How far do you think you go? I know it's only opening round, but it was a great win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we just wanted to, you know, bridge the gap between top 8, and you know, we felt like we let ourselves down in those close games last year, and we knew it was going to be a hard game against the reigning premiers, and it was just good to get over the line. I feel like last year we were so close so many times, and to win that one, I mean, I was a bit emotional. I feel like it's my old age, but I was almost crying. It was great.
Well, what's it mean to you to be a part of this group, but also personally to get to 200 games? I mean, because that is a unique milestone. Not many get there.
Yeah, it's unique as well for how many clubs I've played for. I've played tribute to them. You know, they've been such... I've met some amazing people throughout all the organisations that I've been at, and you know, it's really special. Hopefully I can get to 100 games to get my name on a locker, or a premiership would be great.
And what's on the head, you've acknowledged all 3 teams that you've played for?
Yeah, we've got the 60 games for the Dogs, and then I think Giants is here maybe, 74 and then 66 for Freo. So I just thought I'd pay a bit of tribute.
We've got a long way to go, but maybe one day you can get the tattoo on the head of the Premiership Cup. Well done tonight.
Thank you. Cheers. Appreciate it.
Good stuff, wasn't it, from both the Bont and from Rory Lobb. He's different, but he's found his home, hasn't he, in defence.
They've just got to find a way, as Bont said. And they've obviously spoken a lot about the off-season. So what happened to them late last year, they lost that last game of the year against Fremantle, missed the finals. That can scar a playing group. We can build resilience through that. And they've clearly thought about it over the off-season, where they need to get to the next level. And Bont spoke about that. And that whole team was just courageous. And I think that sets you up for a year.
And they lost their McCluggage early in the match, didn't they? The Brisbane Lions, and there he is. But let's just go back to that frantic last minute and a half, or minute really, and Dane Zorko. Was there a 50-metre penalty here?
Well, there was that much going on. We're jumping around like silly little kids. But there's no question he moves off his mark. Fraser, he's taken the mark. The umpire deemed that Dane Zorko just went on and played on. Yeah. I guess that is probably I would imagine, the thing that saved him, that Dane kept running. The game was in such a state that he was always going to keep playing on.
Would you say in a common sense situation that Zorko's played on?
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm sure the umpire will say that he just kept moving with the footy, and Fraser had moved with him. Your heart was in your mouth if you're a Western Bulldogs fan at that stage, but gee, there's some heroes in that last quarter. I think you're going to go back and look at... There's so many things that we'll look at, and I'm sure back in the studio they will. Aaron Norton's last quarter, to me, is something that can help define his whole career. He'll look back, or he should look back on that and say that is what footy's all about. And then you see English, like Fort did a great job and kicked the goal on English in a ruck contest. That's embarrassing for a ruckman. That's almost game-changing. And then English just says, OK. And this is what I love about footy. I've conceded one, now you're going to pay a price. And the gut run from the half-back line and the ball that hit him. Ed Richards' last quarter was superb. He was just, in fact, Ed Richards was just crazy good.
Gee, Bailey Dale did a couple of good things too in that last term, didn't he?
Budrick, and then on the other side of it, yeah, Lachie Neale was enormous all night and just kept giving. Will Ashcroft found so much in the second half. Zorko was great all night. It was a great game of footy. It was a great game.
Ultimately, that Hugh McCluggage injury early in the night, that just hurts him. Just that extra midfielder there might have been the difference in the end in the 5-point game.
There's the back line. Karmas and O'Donnell entrusted with the lift. And Rory Lobb in his 200th game. Great story as we've witnessed tonight to get there.
No, it's great effort. It's great effort.
In Jakes and Selwood. And it takes so much pressure off the Bulldogs. The narrative all last year, they weren't good enough to beat the best teams. And now they've beaten the best team of the last 2 years to start the year. And Bevo's there waiting for the
Don't underestimate the conditions tonight. Really hot day, sweaty conditions. Tough for a Victorian team to come up here early in the season and win.
These are great scenes. These are great scenes. These are scenes of a coach who knows exactly where he's at in terms of the pressure that's going to come with the talent on this list, the fact that they missed last year. So to come up and win in the manner they did. They kicked 8 of the last 11 goals. So let's not forget that. They've got a Brisbane Lion back-to-back premiership team who have just opened them up and split them up by 26 points. They kick 8 of the last 11. So you can't want for much more in terms of setting up a season. And look at these scenes. This is just raw. You don't manufacture this. This isn't for the camera. This is what footy can do to you.
They're still pretty young, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Young blokes out there.
This is Super Saturday Live on Fox, brought to you by Toyota. Footy's back. Oh, what a feeling. An opening round has come to life. A thriller at the Gabba, where the Western Bulldogs have beaten the reigning premiers by 5 points. David King, Jack Rewalt, Jake Clark. What a game. And beware the Bulldogs in 2026.
Unbelievable game of footy, and the boys have summed it up absolutely spot on up north. Gary's right. Don't have a bad 20 minutes against the Dogs because they put it right on your beak. I mean, that last quarter, well, they go inside 50, 16 times for 9 goals. They look so damaging. What they can do is score in a hurry. You know, we'll get to the individuals in a moment, but they've got significant assets. They are a contender. You can talk them down as much as you like, but when they get rolling and their top 3 or 4 take complete control, like they did in patches tonight, they want for nothing. Awesome performance. No one gave them a chance on the road up there tonight against Brisbane. Brisbane, you're not going to beat Brisbane in Brisbane.
Well, it's the big stage, and for this team who struggled so much against top 4 sides, you've come up against the back-to-back champs and you've rolled them on their home turf. This is a huge win for Luke Beveridge's team and belief, I think. Now, they've still given up 100 points, but they've been playing this offensive brand of footy, and they know they're not far away. Only a handful of quarters that went wrong for them last year, and then they're a real contender. And obviously that last game of the season where they fell out of the 8. But that football there, especially in that last 20 minutes, as you mentioned, Kingy, that is as exciting as we've seen. And they had challenges again and again and again, and they fought their way back in front. Tim English was fantastic late.
What about Luke Beveridge in the tunnel celebrating with his players? The relief on a senior coach when you realise what you've worked on in the off-season has worked.
Oh, great pictures, weren't they? I mean, you can see the emotion come out for Luke Beveridge. I mean, you're right. That was the big knock on the Bulldogs. They couldn't beat the top weights last year, and they come out in the opening round and smack the reigning premier on the nose. I mean, he's fully invested, Luke Beveridge. He was fighting for his job last year and did such a good job, and he was in a very cuddly mood with his players then down the race, wasn't he?
He didn't want to talk to them. He wanted to talk to Bon or Richards or Darcy.